It's a beautiful day to talk about a beautiful crystal. I'm surrounded by beautiful crystals, teas, incense, oils. I feel so blessed. And Ken's over there, armless. We're going to use Ken again at some point, but today we're going to talk about cobalt calcite. Oh, yes, sirree! Look at it! Very rare for me to get this these days. I don't know why. I ain't had any for ages, but so lovely when I get it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces. That's it. That's all I've got for my website. But you know what? 11 beautiful souls will love them. Now look at this. Oh, matches my top. Look. Look at that. Now that is authentic, beautiful, matrix, mother stone, everything that is I feel is perfect. I mean, oh my God, that is so beautiful. I tell you what, guys, it's bordering. Is that malachite? It's like crystals just blow me away. Just blow me away by what's inside them. I love matrix. I love jewel crystals inside each other. I just love them. But yeah, look at this. Keep still. Look, I'm shaking. I'm so happy. Look at that. Can't tell me that isn't like it's a heart opener. You know, the lighter is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and they're both equally beautiful, but there's so much diversity in cobalt. When I work with this crystal, I used to have like 15 or 20 different pieces, and they were all very unique. They all have a great energy of a similarity, but they're all unique. They really are beautifully unique. Look at this one. Look at that one. Isn't that gorgeous? Look, it's Christmas. Come on, be serious, Mark. I can't help it. Oh my God, they are so beautiful. Look, look. Hey, you can feel the difference. There's just something so singular and so divine about each piece. They're just great. So what did I learn with this crystal? Probably about 10 years ago. Yeah, about 10 years ago, I had a young girl who came to see me with her mum. She was going through a trauma. The trauma was probably four or five things. Bullied at school, ridiculed. I mean, I haven't seen her since. I don't really recall where she moved to, where the mum moved to, but they did leave Spain. They did leave. They went back to their own country, and I'm sure they're not watching, but she, you know, the little girl was, gosh, how do I explain it without sounding, sometimes it's hard to explain a situation, but let's say that she matured quicker than what most kids mature. And when you mature as a girl, things happen, you know, and things start to happen, right? So she was ridiculed at school. That was the beginning. It was a real awful shock because children aren't taught about these things, really. And so she was mocked and ridiculed, and that was the start of her anxiety attacks and night terrors. And there is normally an accumulation of many things. So social phobia. She just didn't want to be around anybody. So days started becoming weeks. Basically, the mum had to stay at home and look after her. It was awful. It was awful. And you only understand it if you've been in that situation. If not, you haven't got a clue because it's awful. It really is. For a child going through that, it's a challenge. I remember this beautiful girl coming up the stairs, and she had long blonde hair, and she had blue eyes, and she was very, very beautiful. And I mean, like, she was like a little model star who could have been an actress or anything. very elegant, petite, and beautiful. She was a beautiful looking girl. And because of that, you can understand why so many other girls hated her. She was sensitive, which is a great, we can hurt you, because sensitives are always picked on. So I remember as soon as she came up to the top, I looked at her and I went, "You are an angel in this world." And I said, "And angels need to wear a special crystal." And I turned and I had like a tree of crystals. They were all hanging off this metal tree. And I had maybe 40 or 50, 30 or 40, 20 and maybe 5. And right at the top, I'd just finished working, because I used to go in sections. So like this was 10 hours, that was 20 hours, that was 30 hours, that was 40 hours to 50 hours. And right at the top, there was a cobalt, and it looked like this. It was like in this kind of shape, and it was kind of like a hump in it, just like this one. And I put it around her neck. I got her, I think it was a white, it was a white, show you. So it was like this, because I've had these for years, and I did that, and did that. I know I'm going off on one, but it's worth telling the story. And then cut it and put it around her neck, and she started crying instantly. So a mother was there, and I said to a mother, so obviously she trusted me. She went downstairs because her mother knew me. So she sat down, and I started sharing my truth with this beautiful soul. And what I recognized instantly is that she took the cobalt in her hand and held it as I was speaking to her. I spoke to her about 15 minutes about certain things, about who she was and what her life was about and why she was going through what she was going through. There was 2 angelic beings behind her. They were both feminine, and they were what you may perceive as spirit guides, angels, but they were 2 beautiful angelic beings. And it was evident that she was going to go on to something extremely powerful in her life, and that this moment was a moment that she had to go through. It was an experience that she had to go through. When that was finished, I asked her to lie down on the healing bed. I put a pink cover over her, and I turned again, and I saw a piece of diopside, and that was on the next row down, so I'd not finished with that one quite yet, and I just went for it. I took that piece and put it on a third eye, and the cobalt was on her heart, and I started the healing work. It went on for 2 hours. The girl cried for the first hour, and the second hour she stopped crying, the tears went, and she went into a state that can only be described as unreal, magical, divine. And she was shaking. Her eyes were when your eyes are closed and you're a healer, and sometimes you open your eyes and you see your client and their eyes look like they're going into REM, but it's not. You know what they're doing. They're seeing. So they're seeing spirit. They're seeing the spirit world. They're connecting. And that was a beautiful thing. And when I'd finished the healing, she got up, and we both hugged each other. And I called the mum up, and I said, she'll feel better from now on. And I said to the girl, you are loved, and you have protection. Even though at times you feel you're on your own, you're not. And I said, I just kind of looked at her, and I said, in this healing session, did you feel anything? And I wanted to know if she was as astute, as connected as I thought. And she said yes. And I said, do you mind sharing just what you felt? And from that moment on, she explained, and it took about 15 minutes, but she told me things that blew me away about what she saw. And her mum was taken back because her mum said she's never spoken like this before. And that was kind of like the awakening. And her mum said, she rung me up, she said she's different. She's stronger. She understands more about everything. She went to school the following day, and everything changed thereafter. I realised that cobalt was a great crystal, and it was definitely a crystal to bring a lot of confirmation, a lot of healing, a lot of strengthening, and most of all, it brings this kind of energy that you feel protected. It works so well with the crystal I've just talked about, diopside, and it's like together they worked magic on that healing session. So the night terrors stopped within about a week. So she still had a few hiccups through that week, but after that week they disappeared. So it wasn't as much, and then they never came again. I only saw once after that, and that was only because she wanted to come back. The little girl wanted to come back. And it wasn't because she was being bullied anymore. I think she wanted to feel what she felt and see what she saw again. The second healing session wasn't quite the same. It was a nice healing session, but the reaction to what she wanted to see didn't happen again. And I don't think it's something that you can replicate or ask for it to come back again. I think sometimes one time it can happen and that's it. And if it happens again, then great. But so she got up and it was nice. She had a nice healing session. She was happy, and then she left. And I don't think I saw them again. I think that was it. It was only a couple of times, but I knew the mother prior to that. And I did some healing sessions on her and some psychic reads on her. But then they went. So I don't really know the outcome of that, but I do know that the mum said that she changed. I know it's a long story and I shouldn't really be talking about stuff like this in the sense of talking about the crystal itself, but all I can tell you is that certain moments when this crystal was used, it was invaluable. And it was always the times when people needed clarification, they needed some kind of help with feeling lost or alone. They wanted to strengthen something within them that they felt that there was a purpose, that everything was going to be okay. And this crystal helps you connect at times to something so divine and so spiritual, so magical, that I love this crystal. I absolutely love this crystal for its magic. And if I'm ever in doubt of what crystal to help children, to help adults who are going through challenging moments and they feel lost, a little bit alone, and they feel they want a little bit of something in their life to bring comfort, balance, peace. I think it's more balance and comfort. They feel like there's something there. Like I said, the girl felt and I felt like there was angelic energy around her. And that was as she came up the stairs. It wasn't because of the crystal per se, but it was amazing how I would grab this crystal. And I also have 2 or 3 other stories about teenagers who came to me that I put one of these on, and it was funny that they always either drew angels or angels came into the room or orbs came into the room. This was the crystal that made a massive impact, as well as Moldavite. But this is the crystal that I really love. Is there anything else I like about this calcite, this cobalt calcite? I like it with black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is probably the one of the most common crystals that can be mixed with any crystal, because it's a crystal of intense energy. It matches and couples well with any crystal you put it next to. Um, for deep negative thoughts, feelings, suffering, always works hand in hand with any crystal. So this crystal works well also, not only with diopside, but with black tourmaline. I worked with one lady that had really bad issues with, I can't remember what the name of that, I can't remember, but anyway, one lady really suffered with twisting of muscles and joints and spasms. I can't remember what it's called, but this crystal really helped with that. Really helped release and the spasms and the tension in the I think it was more about the nervous system, looking back on that one. But yeah, a great crystal for that as well. Do you know what, guys? I could probably keep talking about this crystal because it's one of my favourites, and it's something that should be in your collection, and you should try it and you should work with it. It's a great all-round crystal. Wonderful. So I hope I've served it well. I probably haven't served it as well as I should have done, because there's many other things that this crystal is good for. But you know what? It's fine. I think enough. Is that 17 minutes? I think 20 minutes is enough. But yeah, maybe I'll talk about this crystal again in the future. But it is a magical, divine crystal. Give it a try. Go to your local store, or there are a few pieces, or there will be a few pieces on markbajerski.com shortly. We're going to have to upload them there shortly. So keep an eye on the website, and yeah, you can take one of these beauties that I've worked on, and I hope you'll love them as much as I mean, this is very special, by the way, guys. It cost me a fortune, but it's absolutely beautiful. When you see it, you'll understand. Wow. Okay. Have a great day. Take care. Bye for now.